introduce you to Ace. Ace, let's get money. Cash flow.
Hey, what's going on? And welcome back to Cash Flow. This is episode 9. All right, man. I got my special guest, Kab, CEO of FFC Entertainment. He is a music manager. He's been doing this thing around the city of Detroit. And you know that we really love supporting our Detroit artists as well as our Detroit business people. So this is huge. This is a great episode. And today's episode is going to be all about turning music into money. So all my hip hop artists that's watching, man, y'all better listen closely. Kab got some dimes to drop on y'all. All right. And I'm gonna get into my cash tip of the day, which is more of a credit tip. Man, whether you're a business or individual, you gotta be focused on your credit. And so you gotta build your credit. And the way you do that is getting credit cards for your business, getting credit cards, personal credit cards, all right, making sure you're paying your bills on time, right? And then if you do get backlog, even if you get in collections, or maybe you get something, maybe a repo, man, get with a credit professional and get that stuff cleared up, because credit is so important when you trying to go to the banks and get money for your business, all right? So basically it comes down to a cash tip, because credit is basically borrowing cash, all right? So make sure you check that out, and we'll be back with my man Kab.
Baby Backs, located on 7 Mile in Livernois. Specialize in high quality ribs, soul food, and assorted desserts. Come on now, you already know. Ribs so good, you'll sweat imagine.
All right, welcome back. All right, we're going to start talking with Kab about his adventures in music and as an entrepreneur. So, kind of explain your story and tell us how did you become an entrepreneur?
Well, my journey in, getting into the music industry, it came when I was like 7. My mother, she was a DJ. I saw her doing parties and, different events, even the stuff in my school growing up, like all the good stuff, like Motown, Temptations, Delphonics, Rick James, Curtis Mayfield. So that's where I got my love of music from. Now, as I got older, I also wanted to dance too, because my sister, she's an actress. So I was just immersed from an early age in everything when it comes to the arts. And as I got older, I started to see just, the different inner workings of the stuff that goes on in the industry. And I thought, well, let me get educated about this. And when I was 15, I met my brother, Dre Robbins. We went to Woodhaven together out in Brownstown. And he was the only person that I really saw really selling his music, like on a serious tip. I'm like, oh shit, like this guy, he's really doing it. People love him. Like he can really rap. He had the studio and everything. So I was just like starstruck. So that inspired me to get my own studio and start recording and developing my song structure and really figuring out who I was as an artist. And as until recently, like about 2-3 years ago, I said, you know what? I want to take it to another level. So I took a break from being an actual artist, and I said, let me be a music manager / executive coach. Because I just saw the different trends that were happening in the industry, and I just felt like, man, music is taking a downhill turn. And it's because, like I found out in the industry, they got rid of a lot of A&R departments to really develop the artists, help them understand who they were. So that's what I chose to do. I said, you know what, bro, let's start a record company. Now, my brother, he understands all the same business know-how that I do, but we said, man, it can't just be 2 guys rapping. We know how people's egos get involved. So I chose to be the music manager side, and I've been managing him. But I said, I also want to give back to the city and help a lot of kids in the city who got talent. So I said, let me come and give my talents and my expertise to people actually trying to make it, in my hometown.
Awesome. That's awesome, man. I love that you saw your mother, so she kind of was an inspiration for you, and then you got your brother. Family is important, you know, and you and it's not just gonna always be your blood family that help you in business. You're gonna find brothers throughout your life and sisters throughout your life that may not be related to you, but they become a part of your family. And as you take a journey, you know, they gonna see what you doing and they gonna respect it and they gonna mess with you. And you gotta stay away from them negative folks and keep those positive people around, because them the people that's gonna support you through and through. You know, another thing is, why music? Why the music business?
The main reason I chose the music business because I see just, you know, throughout human history, the arts are one of the most important things we can have. They help us remember, you know, just the love that we have inside of us and the true potential that we have. And like I say, I just, you know, I see how like the music is coming out now, like, you know, it sucks. You know, it's some stuff that I like here and there, but like, you know, I like a lot of other stuff like lo-fi, chill wave, or new soul, stuff like that. And I was like, man, more of this music needs to be out. So I said, how can I get it to where I help push these type of artists and I raise that bar again, specifically with rapping? Because, you know, me, I'm like this, if, you know, you ain't really spitting nothing, I don't really want to listen to you. Like, I'm Big Crit. If it don't touch my soul, I really can't listen to it. So I said, I have to do something to raise that bar again. I got to do something to put that old standard back. Like when we had, you know, the Isley Brothers, you know, when we had the Jodeci's, the Blackstreets, all that type of stuff. Because you look at R&B, it's the same. You know, R&B is mostly trap now. And I'm thinking, bro, like, you know, you see R&B singers trying to rap. I'm like, bro, you're not a rapper. You're a singer. And it's getting to where the music ain't really memorable no more. So I said, I got to get back to this industry because besides money for a minute, I'm like, man, I wanted to do this ever since I was a little boy. And I love it with all my heart. Even if I didn't have nothing else, if I can just write a song and listen to some great music, like that's really all I need in my life. But then when you think that most of the music talking about, you know, popping pills and sipping lean and all the R&B singers is just sounding like just horrible, I'm like, I can't deal with this. So I figured, like that old saying goes, if not me, who? And if not now, when, you know?
I like that, taking responsibility for your opinion. You feel like the music is not where it should be, and so you stepping in as an entrepreneur and saying, I want to bridge the gap between what music used to be and what I want to see today. Exactly. And that's huge. That's huge. Because my question was going to be to you is, maybe because of the internet, maybe because of the way music is consumed, maybe that's what changed the game. But I'm gonna get to you. I'm gonna get that. We're gonna get to that after a break.
I introduce you to Ace. Ace, let's get money. Cash flow.
We were talking about how music basically is delivered now, right? When music used to be cassettes, it used to be CDs, and it used to take a long time to produce an album. And now with technology, it's not only technology has changed the way people consume music with the streaming, but you can make a hit song in your basement. Mm-hmm. You understand? You can make a song in your basement. Maybe not a hit, but you can make a song in your basement. So kind of talk about your feelings on how music is created and consumed versus the old way, and why, and how because of that do we get back to that you know, that old feeling.
And I'm glad you asked that, because this is something me and my brother discuss all the time. Is the basis of how we operate as a company. So it's like, you see, it's like in the past, like you got the Master P's and the Jay-Z's, you know, Rockefellers. You know, it was expensive to produce music. This is true. You know, you had to get the stuff pressed up, especially if it was on vinyl. But just to know that if you even had the resources to do it, no matter how dope or whack you were probably gonna make some money, because people were under the impression like, wow, you have a CD? Like, I don't know nobody who has that. It was real rare. It was special, and a lot of people actually had a better chance of making it, even with the controls that the labels had on the industry. Fast forward to today, okay, it went to the digital download. Okay, so it's gotten a little easier, music production a little more, cheaper. Now we have streaming to where anybody and their mama can make it. But now the whole industry is diluted. Like you have, I think I saw one of the statistics, 64 years of audio and video are uploaded to YouTube every day. So just think about that. In order to watch all of the new music and anything on YouTube, it'll take 64 years for everything put in a day. Same thing for SoundCloud. So now you have a dilemma. It's cheaper to make music, but now it's harder to get seen. So we have to be more unique. We have to put more investment into advertising. Maybe not necessarily Facebook ads, but really like, getting into the streets and, out developing and nurturing those connections with people. So that's my perspective on that. But I will say overall, like, is you have to take the good with the bad and appreciate that it's easier to make music now. And you really have to figure out your niche and focus on that niche with it. Whereas before it's literally like, bro, I gotta travel all across the country just to get these CDs here. Like Master P, he actually came to Detroit back in the day and sold his CDs up the trunk. Sold a couple thousand. But I like the thought of knowing that, okay, I could still just be in my one little city and get my music to somebody in Canada. They have me actually drive there,
Yeah. So that leads me into the next question. So what's 2 tips for music managers? What would be 2 tips for music managers as far as, the industry and how to make sure your artists get seen?
One of the best things, one of my mentors taught me is, never come from a low status position. Don't just work with anybody. You have to be really selective, because I made that mistake early on when I first started getting into it. I was just willing to work with anybody, but just knowing that, okay, if I listen to Curtis Mayfield and, Rick James, and these guys are listening to Fetty Wap, we really not gonna vibe. And you end up wasting not only your time, but the other person's time, because like, if y'all don't vibe, ain't no reason to work together. So that's one tip. The second most important tip I would say for music managers would be to always keep your schedule in order. You never want to be all over the place, because if you're gonna be helping artists develop discipline in their careers, you have to have your time together too, and always prioritize, the stuff you need to do based on a level of importance. Like, okay, do I really need to go talk with this person today, or should I be helping my artist in the studio? So all in all, like, develop good decision-making skills. That I say is the most important lesson, because making the wrong decision could be all that stands between you having a good name in this industry and having a bad name in this industry, All
right. So then give me 2 tips for artists. So what should the artist be doing and thinking about?
Glad you asked me this. One of the most important rules for artists, I have to say, is know yourself. Don't follow trends. How other people say, just model what works. In other industries, it's true. With the music industry, it's still true, but you got to look back in the day. Look at the Curtis Mayfields, the Rick James, the Teddy Pendergrass, or when it comes to hip hop, look at the Tupacs, the DMXs, the Jay-Z's, and see like, okay, this is the quality of music I need to do. Don't ever just make some stuff because the sound is popping. Rap over different type of beats. Get outside your comfort zone. The second most important lesson I could tell artists is make shorter projects, because this is something you're going to start to see. Like, I've been predicted this, like, don't make no 20-track project. Let go of your ego, because I don't care how good you are. I had to accept this for myself. Nobody wants to hear 20 tracks of anything. You look at Thriller, only 8 songs, but it's the best-selling album in history. So don't get caught up in trying to perpetuate yourself. Just put all your energy into a few songs, and treat those songs individually like albums. And like I say, nurture those relationships with your fans instead of trying to bombard them with music to keep yourself popping.
All right, man. Thanks, and we'll be back with more from Kab.
The idea of starting a new business is exciting, but one will have to go through lots of obstacles before it turns into reality. Financial decisions made on the early stages of forming the business will dictate whether the venture will succeed or fail. But with Pettis, we'll help your business maximize in profits while minimizing your tax burden. We'll help you weigh the pros and cons of each financial decision you will take. We'll also form your business and set you up with free accounting software to help you keep track of your income and expenses. Don't risk making a mistake. Contact Pettis LLC, your full-service accounting firm in Detroit, for practical advice that will help you make the best decisions for your new business.
All right, we're back with Kab, CEO of FFC Entertainment. He's dropping some extreme knowledge on the music industry. I hope y'all taking notes. So now we're gonna go into asking, what is your 12-month, 5-year, and your 20-year goals? Where you see yourself?
Now, for my 12-month plan, a year from now, I want to be managing at least 5 quality, just amazing artists here in the city. Blow them up, superstar status. That's my 12-year plan, and to have FFC really at a level of dominance over other music labels in the city. For my 5-year plan, I'm also passionate about the marijuana industry. In the next 5 years, I want to have at least a couple smokers lounges in and around the city, Detroit, and Metro Detroit. And also, I want to help, a lot of the kids in the city when it comes to financial education, because that's another thing that's important to me. I want to be able to open up an organization I thought of to really get kids, financially educated, teach them practical skills, and then keep them, up to date on what's happening in the world, so they don't, fall behind financially, just anything was happening. Now, my 20-year plan, I ain't thought that far, but my 10-year plan, I know is that, after I have all that, my music label's popping, I'm prominent in the cannabis industry. I want to have a couple, like those organizations, I want to have those around the city too, and also around other parts of the country, specifically, in the inner city, like places like Baltimore, Philly, or LA, and continue to teach kids about financial education, keeping up with technology, and even about stock trading, because I'm into that as well. Got me a couple Bitcoins and stuff like that. So anything when it comes to helping the kids, that's my 10-year plan. I want to be able to have it to where I have just a big nonprofit organization that's well known, developing relationships with people across the country and the world.
Great. So, Kab, thanks for coming by. You can definitely stick around for our remaining segments. I'm gonna get right into Secure the Bag segment, where I talk about actions that entrepreneurs, individuals can take in order to make sure that you are securing, making sure to secure the future of your business, secure the future of your investments. Coming off of Startup Week, which was a huge success, I believe. A lot of, entrepreneurs are in the Detroit area. Matter of fact, that's how I met Kab, was during the Startup Week, and that's what I'm talking about. Following up, and nurturing those relationships, because you never know who will become a potential client or supplier, or even partnerships, things that y'all can do together. Like we did something. He signed the $100 million pledge. That accountability, because despite the fact that I'm doing this show and I'm able to have success and meeting new people, entrepreneurs is just such a small group of the whole society. It's still a lot of people in that mindset of 9 to 5. I don't know if I can be an entrepreneur. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I have the means to do it. So it is, sometimes we feel like we alone in this game, and you shouldn't. You got to reach out, similar to like the Startup Week, and go out and meet people, and then follow up afterwards. Make sure that you are calling people, texting people, emailing people, and getting those, and taking advantage of those relationships, because you never know who that person knows or what they can do to help you move your business forward. All right. So that's the Secure the Bag, segment of the week. And we'll be back.
Wazoo Mobile Technologies, connecting businesses and customers at a fraction of the price. Wherever you may go, quickly and easily find and compare deals and businesses with Wazoo. Now with over 20,000 downloads. Set preferences and see the best deals, or see all the new hair and fashion styles on Style Swiper. Browse for new hair and fashion styles, get directions to nearby salons who offer unique styles. Wazoo and Style Swiper from Wazoo Mobile Technologies. Available on the App Store and Google Play.
Hey, we back. I'm here with Kab, CEO of FFC Entertainment, and we about to get into the celebrity and sellout. This week we talking about the Thug Dizzle, Mr. E40 out of Oakland. E40 has been around for a long time. He has put out 24 solo albums since 1993, 6 collaboration albums. The gentleman is in film. He owns a vineyard. He has been in the liquor business multiple times. He owns Wingstop, Fatburger. This guy understands cash flow. If you ever listen to any of his music, you would know that he's about business, and I think the man has mastered the major and independent game. The longevity is great. The only bad side is he's a Golden State fan. That's the only bad thing about E40 is that he's a Golden State fan. You know what I'm saying? And I think Oakland in general, when you talk about the Oakland, San Francisco area, you talking about, you know, legends like Marshawn Lynch, Too Short, Mac Dre, Silicon Valley, not too far away, where you see the Facebooks, the Googles. It's a lot of money running through that area, and so it you know, the hyphy movement, like, it's a lot going on. So man, we really appreciate what E40 has done, and his stamp on the game, his authenticity to the game, and also he done gave us the game. That's just been his thing since pretty much the beginning. What's your feelings, Cap?
Me personally, E40, he's one of my main inspirations. I would say, you know, he's a true celebrity in the sense that, you know, he's been able to, he found his niche. He truly found his niche, and he sticks to it. Like, especially not just with business, but with music. He doesn't really, you know, try to latch on to the new trends. He'll do songs with a lot of the young guys, but if anything, he's helping a lot of these young guys out. Because, you know, first and foremost, you got to give that man respect. You know, he's one of the foundations of California hip-hop. Bottom line, he gets respect from everywhere, whether he comes to the Midwest, to the South. He's done tracks with everybody, and he's pushing 50. And I feel like he's a prime example of how, you know, hip-hop ain't no young man's sport. Because I think the only reason people say that, because we haven't really seen anybody in hip-hop get old yet, like really old. But he's pushing 50, like he could really go to 60 if he want to. And he's still making money, and he's not slowing down. Like, he's still opening up businesses, still putting out music. Like you said, he put out 24 albums, and they're all quality. Now, they may be too many, 20 tracks on them, but got a lot of stuff I like on him. So I would say, like, you know, he is a true celebrity, like, sell out like none at all. No. That's not a word I would use with E40 in any way, shape, or form. But it's really up to y'all. Y'all leave y'all decision in the comments. You know, just the Golden State thing. That's the only problem I have. But other than that, you know, E40 keep it Rizzo. Hurricane, Slurricane, the Captain Saver. I mean, just some classics, bro. Mm-hmm. Tell me when to go. So, you know what I'm saying? So moving on to before we go, you know, coming to the end of the episode. First, you know, again, I want to thank Cab for coming through. You know, blessing us with his knowledge and his game. I want to make and Cab. You know, he got right on it. He signed one of our $100 million pledges. This basically, again, man, I got 100 entrepreneurs that I want to bring into a community, and we promising that by the end of 2020, we're going to do $1 million in revenue. And so this is big. It's a community. It's a group. And, you know, if you're interested, just hit me up, email me, or leave a comment below. Put your email below, and we'll get with you on this. The other thing is, man, Cab touched on a lot of stuff about authenticity, being real, keep it real as an artist and as a manager, you know what I'm saying? Understand who you should and shouldn't work with. That's big. You know, you can't waste your time just because you're trying to help everybody. You got to find a niche, or you got to find people that you vibe with, and you got to do business with them. Exactly. And so that's a big thing, you know, and especially in the beginning. I think it's harder in the beginning when you're trying to make money, but you got to stay focused. So again, man, I want to thank Cab again, and y'all check me out next week. All right, that's it. Oh, before we go, I'm sorry, man. Cab, how can they reach you? Email, website, how can they? Instagram, how can they get with you? Now, if I really vibe with you, I gotta meet you in person for my, secret email address. But the best way to get in contact with me, FFC Cab. That's my Instagram name. DM me if you're serious, trying to get some work done, you need advice, hit me up. Let's make something happen.
All right, man. So I'll catch y'all next week. Go get that cash flow. I'll holla at y'all.
I introduce you to Ace. Ace, let's get money. Cash flow.